picture. Right? Jesus had been baptized. In Matthew, he'd been baptized in the desert, was tempted by Satan, came through all that, then decided he was going to proclaim and go back to Galilee and proclaim the gospel. He called his disciples, at least Simon and Andrew and a couple others, on the way, and then he was doing more healing and helping people out. And then he's getting weary, of course, and then he walks up on a hill and decides to have a conversation with his followers, his disciples. But I'm sure other people were following as well. You know, they're big crowds. I'm sure some of them came up and sat in concentric circles around or whatever have you. And I imagine he spoke pretty much directly to his disciples, but others could hear, as well. So Jesus was an excellent rabbi, as well as more that we know. As a good rabbi, he would constantly, continually teach his students, his followers, his disciples, like any good instructor would do. Some will lay it out right away. This is where we are. Sometimes when you join a new company, if it's, let's have a big meeting and let's explain to the people, to all the employees, who we are and what we're doing and why we do it. That's where they get an idea. I like to be a big picture person. If I go on some project, I need to know what's going on in the big picture. Don't just tell me, okay, do this, okay, then do that, and then do this, and I have no idea what we're doing or why. And Jesus is one of those instructors that he would do his work, show his companions, have them maybe participate too, and then after a while kind of debrief. Say, indirectly he's saying this is why we're doing what we're doing. The poor in spirit, the humble, mercy. He's saying, in essence, this is kind of the world you're in right now, as you know. But tacked onto the end of each sentence, there is some hope. But they will be in God's kingdom, in God's eyes, in God's favor. So is this how the world is? This is how life is, and yet there is more. We can hope for more. We can hope for something better for not only ourselves, but our children and their children and so on and so forth, generations down the line. It may seem like it's gloom and doom, but there's something tacked on the end. The most important thing at the end, what God will do and what God will be and who God will be for us, present in our lives, kind of helping us along. On Tuesday night, the President will give his State of the Union address. And this is a time for the President to say, this is what I see happening in the world, in our country. And these are some of the things I want to see happen. These are the kind of things I want to lay out a plan to see if we can make this a little better. If we can make life a little better for people, for all of us. The big picture. And Jesus is giving his disciples the big picture. He's kind of turning the world a little upside down because what they're hearing is not what they've heard in their lives. From the Roman government, from others, saying to be a success, you need to have this, that, and the other thing, and you need to be this, that, and the other thing. You have to be on this level of operating and this level of living. You have to be doing this successful work there, and what we perceive as optimal. And Jesus is saying, well, the poor, those who that we're not going to strive to be poor in the spirit, but at those moments when we are, we have to remember that God is there for us. He never leaves our side. So the disciples right away get a glimpse of what they're heading into and why. And Jesus makes no bones about it. He's not only telling them, he's giving it to other people as well. And so they can start to murmur and chatter among themselves and tell one another whispers and maybe song or however they do that, spreading the good news. And then Jesus later on goes throughout his ministry demonstrating his very point that he's making. The Sermon on the Mount, as we call it. but a conversation with his friends to let them know that he's a little different. The world will be a little different. And they will make a difference in the world. It may not be what the world perceives as big and successful and earth-shaking. It may be small, slight, and subtle. Because that's how God operates too, as well. So you can't discount anything. The other day someone said, I don't know what it was, but I was in a bad mood, and then someone just said hello to me, and it made a world of difference at the store. I don't know why, but a subtle little thing turned some things around in someone's day. Maybe they felt like someone really cared, or there was a glimmer of the Spirit gliding about, or however you want to think that. Maybe it's one person making the world just a little bit better in a slight way. I like was it Micah? She just read. I really like that. Micah 6th. Oh, what is good? And what does the Lord require of you but to do justice, to love kindness, to walk humbly with your God? When we do these things, there's not much we have to answer for. There's no defenses that we have to build to keep people out. There's no defending what we do or say. There's simply giving and loving. And knowing the sense of who we are in God's eyes, who God created us to be, so that we can be for others. And let the people say, Amen.